Hey there. Welcome to the North Florida VA Real Estate Podcast. I'm Darian's avatar, the voice he sends out when he's researching deals late at night, working hospital shifts during the week, and watching his girls sharpen their karate skills after school. And right now, he's probably somewhere on a golf course explaining why that slice was part of the plan. Before we jump into today's episode, do me a quick favor. If you already own a home using your VA loan, download this episode because what we're talking about today could change how you think about your next move completely. And if you know another veteran homeowner who's planning their next step, share this with them. Most veterans don't realize how much opportunity they're already sitting on. Let's talk about how to use it. Today, we are diving deep into a concept that most people in the civilian world never get to touch. We are talking about the equity snowball, specifically how you build generational wealth one home at a time. This isn't just about moving from point A to point B because the military handed you orders. This is about looking at every PCS as a business transaction. When you first joined the military, or when you first bought your home here in North Florida, maybe in Orange Park or over in Middleburg, you were probably focused on one thing: monthly payment. You wanted to make sure your BAH covered the mortgage, the taxes, and the insurance. That's a good start. That's survival. But survival isn't the goal. The goal is the exit strategy. Think about what happens to most people when they get orders to leave NASJAX or Mayport. They panic. They call a random agent. They throw a sign in the yard. They pray the VA appraiser doesn't find a cracked tile. And then they hope they walk away with enough cash to cover their moving expenses. That is a reactive mindset. I want you to have a proactive mindset. The equity snowball starts with understanding that your VA loan is a renewable resource. It is not a one and done benefit. You have what is called entitlement. Most veterans think once they use it, it's gone until they sell the house. That is a massive misconception. If you bought a home for $300,000 a few years ago, you haven't used all your entitlement. You likely have bonus entitlement or tier 2 entitlement left over. Why does this matter? Because the snowball starts when you realize you don't always have to sell the first house to buy the second one. Let's look at the numbers. Let's say you bought a house in 2021 for $325,000. In today's North Florida market, even with the shifts we've seen, that home has appreciated. Maybe it's worth $410,000 now. Your loan balance is down to $295,000. You are sitting on $115,000 of equity. Now, if you sell that house, you're looking at a nice six-figure check. That's a life-changing amount of money for most families. You can use that to pay off your cars. You can use it to wipe out credit card debt. You can use it to reset your debt-to-income ratio, which we call DTI. Lowering your DTI makes you a superhero in the eyes of a mortgage underwriter. It means when you go to buy your next home, the forever home, or the next wealth builder, you can qualify for a much higher price point without sweating the monthly payment. But let's talk about the other path, the path where you keep that home. If your interest rate on that first home is 2.25% or 3%, you are sitting on the cheapest money you will ever see in your lifetime. If you sell that house, you are giving that interest rate back to the bank. They want you to sell. They want that low interest debt off their books. What if instead you turn that home into a rental? In Jacksonville and the surrounding areas, the rental market is robust because of the constant churn of military families. Your BAH-covered mortgage might be $1,800, but that house might rent for $2,400. That is $600 a month in passive cash flow. But it's not just about the $600. It's about the fact that a tenant is now paying down your $295,000 debt. Every month, your net worth goes up because someone else is buying that house for you. While that's happening, you use your remaining VA entitlement to buy a new home at your next duty station or right here in St. Johns County with zero money down. Now you have two engines running. You have two properties appreciating in value. You have two sets of tax benefits. This is how a sergeant or a chief ends up retired with $1 million real estate portfolio. They didn't get lucky. They didn't start with a trust fund. They just understood how to roll their equity from one deal to the next. Let's get into the weeds of the VA appraisal process because this is where the snowball often hits a wall. I hear it all the time. Darian, I want to sell, but I'm worried about the VA inspection. First of all, let's use the right language. It's an appraisal, not a home inspection, though it feels like both. The VA has a mission. Their mission is to protect you, the veteran. They want to ensure you aren't buying a lemon. They look for the three S's: safe, sound, and sanitary. If you are the seller, you need to be ahead of the appraiser. You need to look for the value killers. These are simple things that trigger a subject to repair. Peeling paint on a house built before 1978 is a big one because of lead-based paint concerns, exposed wiring in the garage, a roof that has less than 2 years of economic life left. If you know these things ahead of time, you can fix them for a few $100s. If you wait for the appraiser to call them out, you might lose your buyer or be forced to pay thousands in a rush. Part of the exit strategy is doing a pre-listing audit. We walk through the home through the eyes of a VA appraiser. We find the trip hazards. We find the missing handrails. We find the fogged windows. By fixing these early, we ensure the appraisal comes in smooth. And in North Florida, VA buyers are a huge part of our market. If you make your home VA ready, you just opened your doors to the most qualified, most motivated buyers in the region. Let's talk about the timeline for a second. If you are active duty and you know you are PCSing in 6 months, your snowball starts today. You don't wait until you have orders in hand. By the time you have orders, you are already behind the power curve. The first step in the exit strategy is a market valuation. You need to know, honestly, what your home is worth, not what Zillow says, not what your neighbor says he sold his house for. You need a comparative market analysis based on actual closed VA sales in your specific zip code. Why VA sales? Because VA appraisers use other VA sales as their primary data points. If we see that homes in your neighborhood are selling for $400,000 with $10,000 in seller concessions, we need to account for that. A seller concession is when you, the seller, help the buyer pay their closing costs. This is common in VA deals because it allows the buyer to get into the home with literally zero out of pocket. If you can offer that to a fellow veteran, your home becomes the most attractive house on the block. You are helping a brother or sister in arms get into a home, and in return, they are helping you cash out your equity so you can move on to the next stage of your snowball. I want to tell you a story about a client we worked with recently. Let's call him Mike. Mike was a Navy E6. He bought a small townhome in Fleming Island when he first got stationed here. He didn't love the house, but he loved the location. He stayed there for 4 years. When he got orders to San Diego, he was stressed. San Diego is expensive. He didn't think he could afford to live there. He thought he had to sell his Fleming Island house just to survive. We looked at his numbers. We realized he had over $90,000 in equity, but more importantly, his mortgage was only $1,400. We did a rental analysis and found he could rent it for $2,100. Mike decided to keep the house. He used a property manager, which is a key part of the exit strategy if you're moving out of state, and he moved to San Diego. Because he kept that asset, his net worth increased by $30,000 the following year just through appreciation and principal reduction. Now, Mike is looking at his next move. He has his San Diego home and his Florida home. When he sells that Florida home in 5 years, that $90,000 of equity will likely be $150,000. That is the snowball in action. It starts with one small decision. How can I make this move benefit my long-term financial health? As we move forward, I want you to think about your current home. Is it a liability that costs you money every month? Or is it a wealth builder that is setting you up for the day you hang up the uniform? This is a deep dive on the mechanics of the snowball. No fluff, just the math and the moves that change your net worth. Now that we've covered the why of the equity snowball and the basics of the exit strategy, I want to get into the high-level mechanics. I want to talk about how you actually execute the transition from one home to the next without losing your mind or your money. Let's talk about the financial reset. When you sell a home in North Florida right now, whether you're in Clay, Duval, or St. Johns County, you are likely walking away with a significant amount of cash. In early 2026, we are seeing median home prices hold steady around $412,000. If you bought 4 or 5 years ago, your equity position is strong. But what do you do with that cash? Most people make the mistake of just dumping all of it into the down payment of the next house. They think, if I put $100,000 down, my monthly payment will be lower. That is true. But is it the best move for a veteran? Remember, the VA loan allows for 0% down. If you put $100,000 down on a VA loan, you are essentially trapping your liquidity in the walls of the house. You can't get that money back unless you sell again or do a cash out refinance, which, by the way, usually comes with a higher interest rate and a 2.15 to 3.3% funding fee. Instead, I want you to consider the DTI reset. If you have $100,000 from your sale, use a portion of it to wipe out your high interest debt. Pay off the truck, pay off the credit cards. When you eliminate a $700 car payment, you effectively increase your borrowing power by nearly $100,000 in mortgage value. You are trading bad debt for good debt that is backed by a government guarantee. This leads us to the luxury VA purchase. Many veterans don't realize that in 2026, the standard conforming loan limit has increased to $832,750. And here is the kicker. If you have your full entitlement, there is technically no limit to how much the VA will guarantee, as long as you qualify for the payment. We call these VA jumbo loans. Imagine taking the equity from your starter home in Orange Park and using it to reset your finances so you can qualify for an $850,000 home in Nocati or Ponte Vedra. You can still do that move with zero money down. You keep your cash in a high-yield savings account or an index fund where it's liquid and earning interest, while the VA covers the 100% financing on your new luxury asset. That is how you use the snowball to upgrade your lifestyle while increasing your net worth. But what if you decide to keep that first house as a rental? This is the bonus entitlement play. Let's look at the math for 2026. The VA uses a specific formula to determine how much room you have left on your entitlement if you already have one loan active. If your first loan was for $300,000, you still have a massive amount of Tier 2 entitlement available. In most North Florida counties, you could potentially buy a second home up to $500,000 or more with zero down, even while keeping the first one. The strategy here is simple. You let the rental income from the first house pay that mortgage, plus a little extra. That extra cash flow covers your property manager. You should always use a property manager. Why? Because you are a professional, and your time is better spent finding the next deal or focusing on your career than chasing a tenant for a $50 late fee. Let's talk about the VA funding fee, because this is a point of confusion for many. If this is your second time using the VA loan and you aren't putting money down, the fee is 3.3%. On a $500,000 house, that is $16,500. People see that and panic. Don't. You can roll that fee into the loan. Or better yet, if you have a 10% or higher disability rating, that fee is completely waived. In 2026, with disability ratings being more accurately assessed, a huge percentage of our veteran clients are exempt. That is an instant $16,000 discount on your wealth building journey. Now let's look at the market reality right now in March 2026. Interest rates are hovering around 5.75% for a 30-year fixed VA loan. That is significantly lower than the peaks we saw a couple of years ago. It means your buying power is back, but it also means competition is returning. When rates drop, buyers flood the market. If you are a seller, this is your exit window. If you've been waiting to cash out your equity snowball, now is the time, because buyers can finally afford your home again. However, you have to be smart. In North Florida, homes are sitting for about 60 to 90 days. You can't just list it and hope. You need a marketing suite that targets other veterans. You need to highlight that your home is VA appraisal ready. You might even offer to buy down the buyer's interest rate. Wait, why would you pay to lower someone else's rate? Because if you give a buyer $10,000 to buy their rate down from 5.75 to 4.75, your home becomes the most affordable house in the zip code. You sell faster, you save on 3 months of mortgage payments while the house sits, and you move into your next deal sooner. It's a strategic move to keep the snowball rolling. Here are your action steps for the next 30 days. First, get your Certificate of Eligibility, or COE. You can't play the game if you don't know your stats. Your COE tells us exactly how much entitlement you have used and if you are exempt from that funding fee. Second, get a professional equity audit. Call us. We will look at your current mortgage balance and the actual market value of your home. We aren't looking for a guesstimate. We are looking for the net sheet, the actual number you will walk away with after commissions, taxes, and fees. Third, define your exit goal. Do you want to liquidate and reset or keep and collect? If you want to be a landlord, we need to look at rental comps. If you want to move up to a luxury property, we need to look at your DTI and see what debt needs to be wiped out first. Remember, every move you make in the military is a chance to build an empire. Don't look at a PCS as a burden. Look at it as a forced opportunity to grow your portfolio. You are already paying for housing, either through your BAH or your mortgage. You might as well own the dirt. As we wrap up today, I want you to take a look at your home. Is it just a place where you keep your stuff, or is it the foundation of your family's future? The Equity Snowball doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. If you're in North Florida, from the beaches to the back roads of Clay County, and you're ready to build your exit strategy, reach out. We speak your language, we know the mission, and we know how to get you to the finish line. One last thing before I go. If you found value in this, share it with your unit. Share it with your battle buddy. Let's make sure every veteran knows how to use the benefits they earned. As always, everything you want is on the other side of fear. The Florida Veterans Real Estate Podcast is brought to you by Exit Inspired Real Estate. All information is for educational purposes. Consult a professional before making financial decisions. Equal housing opportunity.